Hello, my name is Derek. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back to DB Travel, the channel where I'm either talking about travel, traveling, or talking about the things I take traveling with me. As you can see here, today I'm going to be unboxing the new DJI Mini 3 Pro drone and some accessories, which was literally just delivered to me after about 2 months being back ordered at B&H, even though I placed my order pretty much the day it came out in May. Now, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you know that I've used drones in the past. I've actually used 2 different drones, but I do love the perspective that they give you on the world, and it's really cool for production value. Obviously, if you've been watching, you know that. The first one I owned was this sort of big, bulky Autel Robotics X-Star Premium. If you have any knowledge of the DJI line, it's basically the size and shape of a Phantom, so it fits in a backpack, but the backpack is pretty large with all the accessories and batteries that it needed. And that was all the way back in 2016. After that, in 2017, I sold off that drone to a guy in Australia while I was living there, and I decided to pick up the Mavic series. The original Mavic Pro was my first kind of compact drone, and I really liked the size and weight of that, and that's kind of what led me to this one here. Unfortunately, that drone got stolen. I was sending it back from Indonesia all the way back to the States because I couldn't take it to my next country, which was Morocco at the time in 2019. And I took it to the post office. When the package arrived back here in the States, it was not a drone or any of the trinkets and stuff I had picked up in Bali, but it was a Balinese headdress, a feathered one at that. So since I'll be hitting the road here again in August, I thought it was perfect timing that DJI came out with their new updated mini series drone, the Mini 3 Pro, which I believe is their smallest and most travel-friendly package yet. All right, well, let's get into it. I'm gonna use my Bear Grylls knife here and just move everything out of the way. This package in the middle is the drone and the RC controller. There are a couple of different packages you can buy. You can just get the drone by itself, which if you already have a previous controller, then that's a really nice price for you because it knocks off a couple $100 just right there. I decided, since I don't have any of the previous DJI stuff, to go with the best controller I could get, which is the RC controller. It's got the built-in screen. I'll just kind of cut this open. It's just a little bit of plastic, so there shouldn't be too much here. All right. Probably didn't need the knife. It opens up just like that. Got some QR codes to download the right app, and the drone is in the top here. Oh wow, this is extremely small. Really, really lightweight, which is exactly what I want because I'm gonna be traveling with a lot lighter gear this time, hopefully, and I'll still be able to give you the same quality of videos I have been. Got the gimbal cover right there that pops off, and then everything is kind of taped up to hold it. Little foam pad there. But just look how small that is compared to my hand. It literally fits perfectly in the palm of my hand. And then this folds out like the Mavic does, so these two on top go straight back, and then the arms kind of flip out there. And I don't believe there's a battery in it, or if there, oh, there is a battery in there, I think. Maybe not. Oh, there is, wow. That's incredibly light. I thought I'd still have to add a battery in there. We've got the SD card slot at the back and a charging port there for USB-C. This is a lot less water resistant than the Mavic series, so I won't be flying too much in rain or clouds or anything like that, just to preserve the longevity of this, because it is kind of expensive. But wow, that is a really nice package. You can see here the front and back sensors. There's actually kind of a cutout along the body here that helps the sensor see. And then if I flip it over, you can see it's got sensors on the bottom as well. And from what I've seen of this drone in action, it kind of sits like this in the air. So the gimbal is straightforward, and that gives it a lot of room that it can see from the front, back, and bottom. It covers a lot of the area around it. And it also makes it nice because this gimbal can then tilt up so you can get some cool shots of it looking up, which I will definitely test out. All right, I'm gonna put this to the side and keep going here. So under that is the RC controller. And there it is, and this controller is even incredibly light too, so I don't think I'm gonna have any problems carrying this around, even with some of the other camera equipment that I have. It's got your buttons here for pausing the flight, for turning it on. Obviously the joysticks are in the bottom here for storage. And then the buttons right here for your video recording, taking a photo, gimbal, and I believe this is zoom. I think you can actually customize these. And then we've got two buttons on the bottom, C1 and C2, the custom buttons. And I don't know if there's anything else in here but this little cable box. So a USB-C cable for charging, and the extra props, it looks like here, and a screwdriver in case we need to do anything there. And a lot of literature that I'm not gonna read. All right, I'm just gonna kind of set everything off to the side and go for the Fly More kit, because that's what I've got here, and then I'll get to these little accessories here in a second. All right, so this second big box I have is the Fly More kit, which is a bunch of extras that you can get on the side. So it gives you 2 more batteries, some more props, another charging cable it looks like for this sort of caddy here that can hold the 3 batteries. I don't know if I'm gonna take that with me, it depends on the size and weight. And then it also comes with this nice carrying bag. So there's a little tear tab right on the top here that we can just tear. Kind of like how Apple does their iPhones. So that bag is what holds everything. So once you open the box, there's literally just the bag in there and nothing else. So this bag is really nice. I might actually use this as another little day pouch as well. I can serve dual purposes. Just unzip it here, fold it over. There is a nice gray lining in there with a zippered pocket up at the top here that looks like it's gonna hold the propellers. And then, let's see, some of that stuck together. Literature about everything, again, not really gonna read it. And these batteries here, nice. All right, so this little caddy right here is actually a battery caddy. So it has an extra 2 batteries and then one for the third there, and there's an in and an out, which means that you can charge these batteries up, or you can actually use these as a battery bank. So if you're out traveling, you can pop one of these in and use your DJI batteries to power your phone or anything else. That's a pretty cool design, but since it is a little bit more weight, I may just end up not taking this with me, but it's cool anyway. And hidden among the extra props is the charging cable there for that as well. So since the control sticks of this are actually stored right on the back here, there's not like an enclosure or anything, they just kind of snap in. I'm afraid I might lose them at some point, so I just decided to buy an extra set of them. That's all this is right here, just another set of those that I can keep somewhere safe. And the next little guy right here is just a set of 3 ND filters of different strengths. All these little guys are basically sunglasses for the drone. You clip it onto the front, and yes, they're DJI branded, so they come in a couple of different strengths and they clip directly onto this drone. They're not made for anything else. I know Freewell and Polar Pro also make different varieties of these, and I'm sure they're all pretty good, but I just decided to buy the DJI ones with the whole set that I've got here. But like I said, they're sunglasses for the drone, so if I want to shoot at 30 frames a second and I want to obey the 180 rule for shutter speed, I'd like to have 60. If I want to shoot at 60 frames a second, I want to have 120. You basically just double your frame rate for your shutter speed. That lets in a lot more light usually, so you have to put this on to keep the image looking nice. So on DJI's own website, they sell a couple different versions of the Mini 3 Pro kit. They actually sell the drone just by itself for $669. And that's if you already have one of the previous controllers that's also compatible with this new drone. For $759, they actually give you a controller. It's not the RC controller like I have here, but you do get to clip your phone into it and use your phone as the viewfinder. Now the kit that I bought right here is the one with the RC controller. That comes in at $909. I know that's a little expensive, and honestly, when I purchased it, Kind of had the butterflies in my stomach because I was spending so much on it. But I will be using it for travel, and that's something that I can only do once in a lifetime a lot of times. I'm not going to be back at those places, so it's definitely worth the investment for me. And the Fly More kit that comes with the caddy, the 2 extra batteries, extra props, and this nice carrying bag, that comes in at an additional $189 US, and that can be purchased completely separately. It doesn't have to be purchased at the time of the drone or the controller. And DJI's website also does have a lot of replacement parts, so if you ever need to pick up a new cover for the gimbal, extra blades, extra batteries, anything like that, they can all be purchased separately as well. So before I show you how to pack this drone and all of its accessories into the Fly More bag that's there, I actually forgot a couple of things. On the bottom of the remote here, there's an SD card slot and a place there to plug in a phone or tablet so that you can actually use that as the viewfinder, as well as a couple of, it looks like mounting points for something. I know this doesn't have any antennas or need it. They're kind of built in here, but there is some little sockets there. And on the bag itself, it actually does come with a little front zip pocket as well. That can be useful for just little things like cards, to put your phone in while you're not using it, since this controller has its own screen. And then opening the pouch once again, there is a little divider that sits in here. That's probably gonna make it pretty easy to just sequester everything. I've got the batteries right here that can go on one side, the controller that can go up and down on the other side there. It fits kind of snug, but I think it'll work. And then the drone itself can go on one of the sides, sort of in this 3-piece configuration. There is a little slot right here that I would guess could fit, it looks like a tablet pouch. It can be used for anything, honestly, but it's more like a tablet sleeve in more traditional sling bags. And just to show you that it can fit quite a bit, I'm gonna grab all of the extra stuff that I've tossed off to the side during the filming here and just kind of throw it in these pouches. So the zippered pouch up at the top here can fit a couple of cables, the Fly More extra prop sets, and then I'll zip this main compartment up and turn it around to the front here where there's that other zippered pocket, and I can actually put the extra controller sticks and the DJI filter set in there. And now I'm going to take everything here out into the field to test it in real world conditions, and I'll go over a lot of the new high quality specs on this tiny drone.